Imagine a world where the factory of dreams becomes the architect of a new reality. A reality where the global economy has been reshaped and the dollar's dominance fades into history. This is the world that China is actively creating, and not quietly. The dragon has awoken, announcing to the world its arrival as an economic powerhouse ready to redefine global influence. From a nation starving amidst vast stretches of poverty decades ago to the second largest economy in the world today, China is no longer just a player. It's becoming. And in this new chapter, it's determined to carve its name into the legacy of the 21st century economy, one manufacturing plant, one technology innovation, and one strategic move at a time. Before you sip your coffee and scroll through social media, stop and think. Every product you touch may likely be a story tied to China. From the chips inside your phone to components in your car, from the television in your living room to the furniture that fills the modern subway station you commute through daily. China has quite literally embedded itself into the fabric of life and business around the globe. But let me tell you, this wasn't happened overnight. No, China has been lying in wait with plans, quiet, calculative plans, to dethrone the dominance of the West, specifically the United States' economic might. And now, oh now, those plans are in motion, because the dragon is no longer just flying, it's breathing fire. You see, this isn't just a modern factory for cheap labor, as some smug detractors once claimed. China knew that simply being the world's production hub wouldn't be enough to win the long-term game. For decades, the country has poured trillions into its infrastructure and invested deeply in something much more important than machines. It sent hundreds of thousands of bright minds away, planting them in the world's best American and European universities, soaking up knowledge like sponges. And when their cups of wisdom were full, these innovators brought it home to build a future that surpasses that which they learned from the West. In a clever exchange of industrial hospitality, China invited countless global corporations onto its soil, handing them benefits beyond imagination, freeing them of hefty taxes, offering them infrastructure that's already built and ready. But there was always an invisible trade-off amidst the gleaming deals. You set foot here, you weave yourself deeper into our landscape, your dependency becomes our power. As corporations were pulling profits, China was pulling control. Slowly, intelligently, it positioned itself to monopolize the global supply chains. Look at any product sitting on store shelves worldwide today. Somewhere in its DNA is a dependency on China, whether it's processing raw materials, assembling components, or logistics expertise. Unravel China's grip on production and transportation today, and you'd unravel modern Western commerce too. But is that it? Is manufacturing where China's conquest begins and ends? Absolutely not. Enter Huawei, Alibaba, TikTok, the dragons of the Silicon world. These brands aren't merely names in competition, they're leveling the entire playing field. They're not just matching the West, they're dictating terms, commanding dominance, rewriting standards for the next generation of technological race. It wasn't long before the Western titans felt the sting. You can picture it, factories humming away, investment piling high, and Chinese engineers transforming ideas into reality faster than America could push laws into action. But this wasn't just an industrial shift. This economic rise soon bubbled over into the realm of battle, the battlefield of power, and when giants collide, it's not subtle. The war fell to the hands of none other than Donald Trump. The former president wasn't blind. The United States felt the jitters as China's shadow grew larger. In retaliation, Trump pulled the trigger with tariffs designed to suffocate the dragon. Billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods slapped with increasing tax rates as part of an outright declaration of a trade war. His mission was simple: pull manufacturing back home, make America great again, or better said, make America again. But China wasn't going to back down. The retaliation swift, matching tariffs, striking America's Achilles heel agriculture exports that pierced the heartland where rural prosperity once thrived. For every numerical attack, Beijing countered strategically, always forcing America into tighter corners of dependency. These clashes weren't just about numbers. They spoke volumes about philosophy. The tale of coexistence versus domination. Could two titans truly share space atop the hierarchy? Or would each fight relentlessly until one inevitably outlasts the other? Then came escalation beyond economics. This phase, the technology stranglehold. Washington banned Huawei from accessing American tech, launching sanctions against Chinese giants who represented a direct challenge to US technological supremacy. But Beijing didn't just sit idly by. That very moment, it became the fuel for China to develop what these bans intended to isolate, that spirit of homegrown innovation. Today, those bans have only strengthened China's drive to become a global in technological independence while leaving America racing to keep up. However, this isn't the end. It is simply Act 3 of an ongoing saga. Not far from sight looms the most consequential blow yet. The nuclear economic option China has long kept hidden in its arsenal rare earth metals. These vital elements buried deep in the ground form the heart of advanced industries. Medical imaging, robotics, space travel, electric vehicles, and even military-grade weaponry. And China holds the monopoly, producing over 60% of critical supplies, while the United States barely contributes a drop. Imagine this scenario: America's industries grinding to a halt simply because Beijing flips the export switch off. Should this happen, it could echo the oil dynamics of the mid-20th century. A chokehold not on energy this time, but resources for the future. Is the dragon plotting this maneuver next? The whispers surrounding it grow louder, and we are left to wonder what happens next. Both China and America stand tall, refusing to bow. Yet the stakes climb ever higher. Between the smog of tariffs, the roar of manufacturing, and the cold iron grip of strategic resources, this isn't just a trade war. It's something far deeper, a battle to define the future economy itself, to shape which currency, which voice, and which nation ultimately composes the soundtrack of the next global era. When giants collide, the earth shakes. But who will rise from the falling rubble? Will dragons soar, or will eagles sweep the skies? Leave your thoughts below. Because no matter where you stand, this isn't just China versus America. It's the future knocking on humanity's door, asking who will answer.